Have you ever noticed how we spend so much of our time and so much of our lives chasing the future? It's so common to think, once I get there, I'll be happy. While the present moment sits right in front of us, ignored. We convince ourselves that we just have to get through X, we have to endure X in order to finally reach Y. And we do all this without realizing that the future we're chasing never actually arrives as a lived experience. It only shows up as another present moment. The future can't be felt or experienced directly. We only ever live what's happening in front of us, what's happening right now. The future is always ahead. The present is the only place life is truly lived. And people, for some reason, don't recognize this because they're always chasing something in the future, thinking that when they finally arrive there, they'll be happy. But because they're so disconnected from the present moment and the relationship they have with the present moment is tainted, that's only going to determine what their relationship with their so-called future will be like. And this is something that I've had to learn myself, and I'm continuing to learn, and that's why I'm talking about it in this recording. Life does not happen in some far-off destination. It happens now, and it will always be now. I like to use the example of working out and trying to build your dream physique, your dream body. Obsessing over your ideal body and feeling like you can't be happy with yourself until you reach that goal, until you have your dream body, will make the workouts required to get that dream body feel like a punishment, feel like something that you just have to endure. And you can apply the same principle to absolutely anything. Whatever your goal is, whatever your X outcome you want is, when you internally do not feel like enough, when you feel like you have to reach some goal, some destination to feel good with yourself, everything you do in between will feel like an obstacle that you have to overcome, something that you have to endure, something that you have to survive through. The ones who are able to find joy and meaning and significance in the process through presence not only arrive at their desired destinations quicker and more effortlessly, but over time you start to realize that you wouldn't want it any other way. Goals and dreams are not the enemy. I'm not saying don't have goals or don't have dreams. Having goals, having dreams give you purpose, they give you direction. The problem really occurs when we let our goals and our dreams influence how we show up in the present moment. When we let them control how we show up in the present moment. When we let them dictate our relationship with the present moment. Because when that happens, we disconnect from life itself. I shared this in a TikTok video that I made talking about this topic. But I enjoy watching a lot of interviews of successful people who are in the position that I see myself getting to, people who have done incredible things, created really successful businesses, super successful athletes. And I'm listening to these videos and I thought to myself, like, I've never heard a successful person or someone who's achieved a lot of success say, don't enjoy the process. Or that the process is insignificant and you should overlook the process, or you should see the present moment as an obstacle. That has never come out of any of these people's mouths. What I have heard them all say, and a very common theme, is enjoy the process. Don't overlook the process. The journey is where the fulfillment lies, not in the destination. Every story points to the same truth. The journey matters more than the finish line. When you no longer perceive the present moment as an obstacle, when you start seeing the present moment as significant, as meaningful, when you start seeing the present moment not as something you just have to get through, but as something to engage with and even find joy in and love, suddenly every step you take will start to feel meaningful. Every single step you take will start to feel refreshing. Making progress and moving toward your goals stops feeling like something you have to force. It's no longer a punishment. Everything that you're currently chasing will stop feeling like it has power over you. It will no longer feel like it controls you. Because the more meaning and the more joy you find in the present moment, the more detached you are from reaching a specific outcome and thinking that that outcome will determine your happiness and fulfillment. So how do we really stop treating the present moment as just a bridge that we need to get across in order to reach our desired destination? How do we stop treating the present moment as just a means to an end? In my eyes, it starts with curiosity and attention. Start seeing the present moment as something that you don't just have to endure. It's something that you get to live and experience. It's something to engage with, even the small things. every single small study session that you have before your final. Every single rep, every single push-up, every single pull-up, every single run is something that you get to experience that helps you get one step closer to having your ideal body. All of these steps that you take that help you get closer to where it is you want to go become opportunities for presence, which is where real joy, real happiness, and real fulfillment truly lie. Make presence your friend, and suddenly the steps you once wanted to just skip over become really enjoyable. The process will stop feeling like a struggle. The process will stop feeling something you just have to force yourself through. When you learn to approach every single day or each part of your goal with attention and curiosity, you ask yourself daily, what can I notice here? What happens if I try this differently? What can I learn from this very moment? In every step that you take, you stop seeing the process as boring. You stop seeing the process as repetitive. You stop seeing the process as painful. Again, something you just have to endure. Instead, you start to really see it as a series of experiments, series of discoveries and opportunities for your growth, your betterment. Ultimately, the main point of this video is training yourself to see the present moment as a gift, as something you get to experience instead of an obstacle, something that you just have to get through to get to your goal. When you start to become friends with the present moment, and you start to understand that it is the only thing that we have, the only thing that we get to experience, your relationship with your goals will start to change, and you will start to find more joy in each step you take toward your goals. Goals, dreams, these things are incredibly powerful, but they're most powerful when they don't have control over us. When you learn to fall in love with the process, with each step, with the journey itself, the future starts to take care of itself. Life doesn't wait for a finish line. Stop thinking your life is only going to start once you reach your goals, once you arrive at this destination, or once you arrive here, or once you achieve this or do this. It happens now. It's happening right now. And that is a gift. You have a gift in front of you that so many people overlook because they feel like their worth and their happiness and their fulfillment lies in some future point. If you actually think about how most people live their lives on a day-to-day basis, they treat the present moment as a means to an end in anything that they're doing. Think about how this mindset gets intensified when you have a goal that you actually care about. The present moment isn't an obstacle. It is a gift. Start treating it as such. Hope you got some value from listening to this shorter recording. I really appreciate you being a part of Presence of Being in our community here at Presence of Being. Let me know what you thought about this recording, and leave a like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. If you really enjoyed this recording, leaving a follow on the podcast itself, giving the podcast 5 stars if you really liked it, helps a lot. And I will see you in the next recording very soon. Thank you again for listening.